Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to each one of you watching this video. Welcome and welcome back to the channel. My name is Mboy. I'm a nurse. I practice adult nursing in the UK. And if this is your first time joining us, you're most definitely welcome. Please don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like, share the content with your loved ones, friends, if you find it useful. Alright, in today's video, we are going to talk about migration from Lesotho as a nurse midwife. So if you are a registered midwife, you are a student midwife soon to complete, stay tuned. This is what you have to do. Alright, the first thing, I know that in Lesotho, to have a midwifery qualification is actually compulsory. You will not be able to be hired in most of the government, if not all, and private practices if you are not a nurse midwife. So our roles as general nurses are also meshed with midwifery, even though it's a separate profession at all. So what's enticing about this is that in the UK, you can be recognized as only a nurse midwife. You will not be doing any other things. That means you can migrate from Lesotho as a nurse midwife and practice only midwifery in the UK. Most of us who have migrated from Lesotho, we practice adult nursing or mental health nursing. But there's a way, if you really love midwifery and you want to stick on doing only midwifery, you can be able to migrate straight from Lesotho to UK and do your thing. And this is how you can do it. First things first. Talk to people who matter in the whole process. If you are going to nominate people as your referees, inform them so that your process can be much quicker. Like you can shorten the time of processing of your application if you actually talk to people who will be contacted to confirm your qualification, your work experience, and everything. So one thing that is very, very important is when we are in Lesotho, Lesotho is not an English speaking country. We have our own language, and even though English is one of the official languages, we are not regarded as majorly speaking English. So you will have to literally offer a, some sort of proof that you can communicate in English by either speaking, writing, reading, and listening. So to do that, you have to complete examination IELTS and OET. You can choose one of the two and actually do that. So the nice thing about OET or IELTS, you can use the same English results to prove English proficiency with the immigration office when you apply for visa in the later stage. So start first by English proficiency test before you can do anything else. After you have done that, speak to your references, that people who you think you will need the references. Inform the college that you are applying to go abroad as a nurse midwife, especially the HOD for midwifery. And then talk to LNC, your current employer, so they are aware that you are embarking into this. Once you are done with this, the whole process, once you open an online portfolio, it's valid for 2 years, beginning from the date where you opened a profile in the online platform, I mean NMC online platform. Because before you can practice midwifery in the UK, you have to be fully registered and recognized by NMC, which is a Nursing and Midwifery Council that regulates both nurses and midwives, even nurse associates. So make sure that, in actual fact, midwifery is a protected title in the UK. We are not so allowed to say we are midwives if we are not registered with NMC. I qualified as a nurse midwife in my country, which is Lesotho, but I'm not allowed to call myself a midwife in the UK because I'm not registered as a nurse midwife with NMC. So when you start, make sure that everything is in order because you have to complete the whole process within the space of 2 years. But if you have everything in place, it will go as fast as even 6 months. So let's say you have completed English proficiency, which is step one. Step two is to open an online platform where you will fill an application form. Application form, you put on your details, your names, the way they appear on your certificates, and your identity document. If you are married and you changed names, your names in the passport do not match the names on your certificates, you have to provide change of name affidavit in the form of marriage certificate or any legal document that can be recognized. And sometimes other people are adopted, they change names along, so you can provide adoption certificates to show that you were once called this person and now your new family calls you this. That's the whole thing. You have to provide change of name affidavit. So you fill in your details, your date of birth, your LNC number, everything. Once you fill your details on that form, you save them, and then there will be a space where you have to upload your qualification as a nurse midwife. The certificates that you have to upload are two. It will be the general midwifery certificate from your college or from your university. And the second one is the certificate of registration with the Lesotho Nursing Council. The very first certification that you have been given when you passed your licensure. So that's the certificate that you have to upload. Once you uploaded those and your passport and other documents that will be listed, including maybe OET or IELTS, you send your application, you pay £140 and you send. NMC is going to contact LNC and LNC will call you or you will have to make a follow-up that have you had a communication from NMC that I am trying to register with them. LNC will require you to pay a certain amount before they can verify that you are a fully qualified midwife in Lesotho. So that amount, I don't know how much it is because it keeps on changing. So you will have to find out from LNC how much it is. And then you pay. Once you pay LNC, LNC will send back their confirmation to NMC. So remember, all the names that you put on the platform, NMC online platform, must match the names on the documents the LNC have about you. If they miss your middle name, that's not the same person. Make sure that if your information is not complete with LNC, you have to fulfill that. So once you have done that, LNC has confirmed everything. Your online platform will show you the next step. So once it's confirmed, NMC will send you an email that indicates you have to complete competency-based tests, which come in two parts, which is CBT and OSCE. CBT is a computer-based multiple choice question that comes in two parts. It's part A and part B. You complete that while you're still in Lesotho, but we don't have the centers in our country. We can only do that in South Africa or any other parts of the world where they offer that. But the nearby centers will be Lesotho. In fact, South Africa, not Lesotho. And you will do your CBT with affiliated body, which is called Pearson View. And once you pass your CBT, there will be two printed papers. When you write your CBT, you book CBT, you pay £83, and then you write your CBT. Once you complete your CBT, you will have your results the same day. And the results come in two papers, which is part A and part B of CBT. Those papers, please keep them. They are printed once. You can still get a chance to reprint them, but the best way is to keep the first copy because it has NMC logo up there. It's easier to provide it as a proof that you completed CBT. Keep those two papers. Don't show them because if you do, it's going to be hassle to prove that you have completed CBT. So that papers you will also need them when you apply for a visa to go to the UK. So keep those papers. Once you've completed CBT, you are done with first thing you pay registration fee. Once you paid the registration fee, you will be left with OSCE. So before you do OSCE, they are also going to request from you the police clearance from all countries that you have lived or stayed for more than 12 years. If you lived in Lesotho for more than 12 years, you will need to provide police clearance for Lesotho. And if you have lived in South Africa, maybe you were doing schooling and you were full time in South Africa for over 12 months, you will have to provide the police clearance for that country too. So apply for police clearance while you are still when after you have been verified with the LNC, apply police clearance. And when you have your police clearance at hand, you upload it on the online portal. The next thing is to prove that you are healthy to practice, you are fit to practice. This will be provided by your medical doctor, or yes, your medical doctor or your GP. So you can choose any other doctor. It should be a medical doctor who is registered with Medical Association for Doctors. I don't remember how it's called. They will pardon me, but I know there is a body that governs doctors in Lesotho. So you will have to make sure that that person is fully registered with that body and is in practice. So the doctor will do your medical examination and then fill the form that you will fill the names of them on your online portal. There will be health character. You click on the health character, it will give you a drop down menu. You put in the names of the doctor, the medical license number, the position, email address, where he works, and then you send to NMC, you submit. NMC will contact the doctor. The doctor will have an email that has a drop down menu where he will fill information about you to prove that you are fit to practice as a midwife. So, like I said earlier, make sure that you involve people that matter to your application well on time. And then once the doctor has proven that, that will be valid for 3 months or 6 months, if I'm not mistaken. And if you have not completed your application by then, they are going to request another health fitness statement from your doctor. So do this once you have completed most of the things so that it does not expire before you go to the UK to complete OSCE. So when you are done with all this, you can now apply for a job. When you apply for a job to the UK, midwives are still allowed to use agencies, if I'm not mistaken. But with the UK, everything changes every now and then. But currently, midwives can use agencies to apply for jobs. And once you have a job offer, you should make sure that the person who offers you a job is registered with visa or immigrations department to offer certificate of sponsorship, and the salary offer matches the threshold for skilled workers visa. It's well documented in the gov.uk website, where they have thresholds for the codes for all professionals who migrate to the UK. And when you have a job offer, then you can be able to apply for a visa. Your employer will give you certificate of sponsorship number, and then you apply for a visa. When you apply for a visa, they will request you reasons why you apply for a visa. So the main reason, you will have to print the first email that NMC sent you that invites you to write CBT and OSCE. Keep that email. Don't delete anything that has to do with NMC before you can complete this. So you retrieve that email, print that email address, in fact, the contents of the email, and have it as a hard copy. That will be the first thing to show that you will be coming to the UK to complete OSCE, and you will also attach your job offer and passport, CBT results, English language test, and then TB certificate. TB certificate is done in Pretoria, IOM, and TB certificate, before you do it, you have to book online. The dates are the waiting time is long, so you have to book well ahead. But you can do that only when you have a job offer. So you apply for that, and then once you have a TB result certificate, you can now apply for a visa. Those are the documents that you will need. So visa processing takes within 12 weeks. Mine went by after 3 weeks, it was out. So once you have your visa, now your employer will help to pay for flights, or they may say you can pay for the flight and they will reimburse you once you are in the UK. And then when you arrive in the UK, some institutions will offer you practice before you can sit for OSCE. Some practices you do that yourself. It's not difficult, but it's challenging because the way of life in the first world is different of the way of life in our third world. So just be open-minded so that you pass your first sitting. So once you arrive in the UK, you will have to book for OSCE and then go for your sitting. It's £789. The CBT. CBT is structured the same for midwives and nurses. It's just that the content will be different. So there is 10 stations that you have to go through in one day, and then the results will come out between 24 hours and 30 days, if I'm not mistaken. And once you have your OSCE, they are going to process your registration as a nurse midwife. What they are going to need you to provide. Remember the police clearance that you uploaded when you are still in Lesotho. Keep it. Even if it expires before you complete your OSCE, don't discard it. Keep it and take it along. They are going to request for that. to see it by naked eye. And they will request that, the passport, and what else do they request? A DBS. DBS is a police clearance done in the UK, and that one you can apply through the help of your employer. They also are obliged to do a record check on you, a criminal record check on you through UK police. So you attach that and then send to the NMC. Then they will process your last stage of application, and then voila, you have your PIN. You are fully registered as a nurse midwife. You can now practice midwifery in the UK. So it will depend where you are employed and what are the terms of your contract. But other people are flexible enough to allow you to do freelancing, which means you can still work with your employer and be able to do door to door midwifery appointments. How lovely is that? So the money is very good, but it depends where you are in the UK. In England, everything is expensive, even the payments are higher. So it will depend really. The money is not always the same. So yeah, that's what you have to do as a midwife. If you really want to practice midwifery in the UK, this is what you have to do. So mostly now, the hype is on general nurses. How about you if you try as a midwife to do this if you really like to practice midwifery? Hmm? Interesting. So if you have any more questions, comments, there is a comment section down below this video. Put your question, put your comment, and I will definitely make sure that I answer those that I have answers to the best of my knowledge. And if you just want to compliment me on this, thank you very much. I'll appreciate that comment, and keep on sharing these videos. Subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.